Hey everybody, welcome to John's Guitar Lounge. I'm Johnny Stewart, and today I'm going to teach you about hammer-ons and pull-offs. And don't worry, I'm not going to use this hammer on this gorgeous Les Paul. And everything I'm teaching you today, and basically in all my lessons, you can play on an acoustic guitar too. Hammer-ons and pull-offs are the basis for so many famous licks that you've heard through the years. And today I'm going to teach you a bunch of techniques on how to play hammer-ons and pull-offs really well. And even if you already know how to play some of this stuff and you think, oh, I can play hammer-ons and pull-offs, I can almost guarantee that you're going to find something in this video that's going to help you play them better. And that's going to lead into next week's lesson video, where I'm going to teach you how to play some of your favorite licks. Now you should watch this video from start to finish straight through, even if you're seeing techniques that you haven't played before, or if you're seeing things that you have played before and can already play. And once you get to the end of the video and you see where we're going with it, then rewind the video and practice it with me by replaying each section one section at a time. I'm going to have timestamps right in the description, so it'll be easy for you to find all the different sections in this video so that you can go back to the spot that you need to start to learn it. And for anybody who doesn't know it yet, in 2 weeks I'm doing a giveaway. I'm giving away a free 1-hour live one-on-one video lesson. To sign up for that, check out my NAMM Show video. I've got the link to the contest in that video. January 25th through 28th, I'm going to be doing live streams and all sorts of videos at the NAMM Show with live concerts, all the coolest guitars, and interviews with some of your favorite musicians and guitar builders. So for anybody who doesn't know yet, here is an example of a hammer-on and a pull-off. So a hammer-on just means that instead of plucking the string with your pick every time, you see my picking hand here, every time I play a note I'm picking, you're going to make the note sound by just hammering your finger onto it. But I'm not plucking the string. And you might have already guessed this, but pull off means that you're pulling off with your finger that was on the higher fret to a lower fret where your other finger is already sitting, and then you're going to pull off. And that plays the lower note wherever your lower finger is. So I'm going to show you a bunch of ways in this video to practice that and to build up that finger strength so you can do hammer-ons and pull-offs. Now I think it's easiest to learn hammer-ons and pull-offs at the same time. You're going to be doing them together all the time, so why not start out right at the beginning learning how to do them together. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by just using one finger, just our index finger. And you want to take your thumb and grab onto the neck. Don't grab on so much that you're going to break the neck, but just rest it on the neck and have it there for support. And then you're going to take your index finger and just practice moving this back and forth like this, sort of at a slow, easy tempo like this. Just put your finger on the high E string. You're going to hear that there's a little bit of a sound, right? Plug in your guitar if it's not plugged in, or if you're playing an acoustic guitar, just listen really well. Just take your index finger now, and instead of just gently placing it on there, now put it on there hard. And do that a few times. Just do it just a few times, right on the high E string. And you're going to hit other strings, and it might not sound good. It's not supposed to sound good right now. You're just supposed to learn. And you might miss it and sort of do the whole side of your finger or something like that. So just practice just putting just the tip of your finger, just the very tip of your finger, right on that string, and just do that and do it as slow as you want or as fast as you want. And now you hear what's happening? Once you get to a certain point with your finger strength, and look, your hand's going to get tired, your finger's going to get tired and sore, that's okay. Do it a couple minutes at a time, just once or twice a day if that's all you can do, for a couple of days or a week or however long. And trust me, within a week's time, you are going to see that this is getting much better and much easier for you. Now, this hand isn't doing anything. I'm not playing the string at all. All the sound that's coming out of the guitar, which Jimi Hendrix used and Stevie Ray Vaughan used and Kirk Hammett uses, and basically every guitar player who plays lead uses this. All I'm doing is I'm just moving that string and applying pressure and making a sound come out, and then pulling off with that index finger to make the sound come out. And notice, when you put your finger on the string, you're playing the note, the F sharp in this case, that's at the top string. So if you were using this hand and just playing the note, then that's the note it would be. When you pull off, you're playing the open E. You're playing the open string. Now that you can do that on the high E string, now go down to the B string, one string over, and do the same thing. And now you're just going to do that for all 6 of the strings and just try it. And you're going to have to stretch more, and you're going to have to adjust how your thumb is, because if your thumb is right over like that, you're not going to have a very easy time reaching around with your index finger to get to your A string and your D string and your low E string and stuff. So you've got to reposition your hand on the neck and your thumb so that you can reach around more. Now the low E string's gonna be the toughest one for you probably because it's the heaviest string, it's the thickest, so it's hardest to move. But you will get there. And make sure you're getting that fingertip. Make sure you're getting right on there with your fingertip, and you're going to make it happen. So now that you understand hammer-ons and pull-offs and how they're supposed to work, now I'm going to show you how to use two fingers at once. So for this, I want you to take your index finger and we're going to put that right on your F sharp note, your second fret of your high E string. And now we're going to also start including this middle finger. So I'm going to show you how to get your middle finger conditioned and to be able to do hammer-ons and pull-offs, just two fingers, just your middle finger to the index finger. And basically, there's not much to teach. I think I'm showing you already. The same thing you were doing a minute ago with that index finger, now you're going to do it with your middle finger, but you're going to keep your index finger on that second fret. And I'm doing this because I want to show you how to do a half step interval. Here, it's a G to an F sharp, one half step down. You're going to hammer on with your middle finger, sorry to be the bird here, but you're going to use your middle finger and you're going to hammer on to the high E string on the third fret and then pull it off and sort of pull it back. And when you're pulling off, you aren't just like pulling off straight up. You can do that and that's fine, and some people do that and that's fine, but what you're going to want to eventually learn how to do is you're going to be basically using your fingertip and your callus on your fingertip to make just a little bit more of a like percussive kind of pull as you pull off. So if I'm not hammering on, if I'm just starting without hammering on for a second to show you what I mean. So there's no sound coming out of the guitar and my other hand is here, so I'm not playing a string and I'm not playing the G note. If I just want to play the F sharp note and all I have is my left hand and I've got these two fingers, then what do? I take this finger, this third finger that's on the G, and I pull it off. You see how I'm pulling off? See how I'm pulling off? And just practice that. Just practice that over and over and over again. Get a feel for it. Now look, again, your fingertips are going to hurt. You're pressing for a long time. I've got calluses on my finger and I've been playing for about 30 years. But look, I've even got some indentations on my finger from holding it there for so long while I'm trying to teach this lesson. So that's okay. It's going to hurt. It's going to take time. But what you're going to be able to do eventually is this. See? And again, I'm doing all this just with this finger. So just like before, once you learn how to do that and you start to feel comfortable with it on the high E string, then start moving to some of the heavier strings. To your B string, to your G string, to your D string, and then to your A string. And remember, you've got to move that hand and reposition your hand and your thumb to get leverage, just like before. And now to the low E string. Now again, it might take a few minutes, it might take a few days, and that's okay, but just practice it and you'll be able to do that. So now I'm going to try to make this really easy and quick. You can probably guess where I'm going. Now that you can do this, and now that you can do this, now learn how to do this. And you're going to use the exact same technique that I showed you for those first two, where now you're going to hammer on and pull off from the fourth fret on the high E string to the second fret, and then you're going to do the same thing on the B string and all the way down on all the strings, ending with your low E string because that's the thickest one and hardest one. And then after that, guess what? We're going to learn to use the pinky, the dreaded pinky finger. You might as well learn to do it now and practice it with your pinky on the fifth fret and your index finger down on the second fret on all the 6 strings moving from highest to lowest. And one of the beautiful parts about all this stuff is you can do this all the way up the neck. So then once you learn it down here, then maybe take your guitar and now put your index finger up at the 9th fret and your pinky finger up at the 12th fret, see? And do that with all your fingers and practice it back and forth like this. And practice it on all the strings, starting with your high E string, then your B string, and go back and forth and try it like that. And that'll also help you develop some speed too. And again, I'm doing nothing with this hand, just with the fretting hand. And then keep going, your G string, then your D string, then your A string, and then your low E string. Now please hit the like button on this video because that tells YouTube to push it out to more people so they can learn from it too. Also in the description to this video, I've got all sorts of links to great gear, beginner gear, more advanced gear, all affordable stuff. Remember, stay tuned next week for all sorts of ways to use hammer-ons and pull-offs and some of your favorite riffs. Leave a comment on this video and let me know if you liked it, if you didn't like it. If you didn't like it, go easy on me. But let me know what else you want to see in future videos because I love making videos that people want to see. So thanks for being here in John's Guitar Lounge. I'll see you next time.